Welcome back to my channel. My name is Blair if you're new here, and today we're going to do a little bit of holiday planning or prep. I'm sure you're thinking it's September, why are we talking about the holidays? I actually like to start my holiday prep in August usually, and I kind of break down all the things that I need to do for the holiday season into few tasks each month leading up to December. So that way, by the time December hits, I can actually enjoy the holiday season and I'm not rushing trying to do stuff. I thought I would kind of walk you through what I do and talk about what I've done so far. And I'll try to do another update video, maybe the end of October. I know it's September now. And obviously I did start a little bit the tail end of last month. I'm not on the ball as much as I normally would be. Primarily because of the little, unexpected trip I had to take home this summer. So it kind of set me back. I'm trying to find my screen recording so I can record my screen, because I did make this handy dandy little checklist thing that I've been using since probably 2 years ago. I'm going to share it with you, but I'm probably going to share it as a copied document if you guys want to use it, and I'll try and put that in the links down below. All right, so page one of my little spreadsheet that I did make is my to-do list and where I broke it down so I can check things off. So the month of August, the plan was to order Christmas cards. Honestly, the earlier you can order them, the better, because it's cheaper. So I actually did order my cards. I got a pack off of Amazon. There's 50 in here. The nice thing is I only need 24 cards. So I think I spent $9 on this because it was on sale when I bought it. But I can use half of the 6 designs for my cards this year and then save the other half for next year. So I don't actually need to buy Christmas cards next year, which will be really handy. The budget is the second thing in August. I had kind of laid out my budget last year after knowing what I did. So I have a rough outline of that. I don't really think I'll harden that up until we start figuring out gifts and baking needs, because obviously that's going to dictate where some of that money's got to go. And then for this month, it's to plan baking and ingredients. Well, actually backtrack real quick. So the budget part, you know what, we're going to go all the way back. So for the cards part, I actually do have a separate tab in here for Christmas cards. And the nice thing is I can put everyone I'm giving a card to, and then I've blacked out the address, but you can also put their address in here so you're not hunting and pecking for them when it comes time to do the cards. And I can check them off as I do them so I know they're done. So that's a handy tab that I added into this. Of course, it'll be blank when you guys see it. And then the second part was the budget, which I have a budget here. And like I said, I kind of tried to figure out the details of this at the end of last season, mainly because you have a feel for what you spent. However, there's obviously things that may be different this year than what I had done last year. So we'll just kind of have to tweak it and harden things up as we start to figure it out. Like I said, mainly gifts and baking ingredients, because that's where the bulk of it typically will go. Baking. So baking was the next thing that's to be done for the month of September. I did make a baking tab for me. So in here, I actually can lay out which recipes I'm making, how many batches. If there's a recipe with it, I have it kind of linked in here so I can just pull it up quickly if I need to see it. Because I usually do sugar cookies, green trees, and snowflakes have become my favorites. They're easy. I make them every year. It's just family recipes. And then I try to find one new one each year. However, the peppermint chocolate chip ones I made last year were really good. So I think I might actually do those again. And then the nice thing is in this little thing, I can list any ingredients that I need, because sometimes you have ingredients that are still good from previous years. So I can put the ingredient, quantities of what I need, the total amount, how much I have, what I need. And then I can do an estimated cost estimate. Because I do most of my grocery shopping anyway from Walmart.com, it's so easy to just go check the prices of stuff and kind of estimate it. And it'll total it up down here, and then I can put in what I actually spent. The nice thing is with the Christmas baking part of it, it will transfer the total back into my budget spreadsheet section. So it'll update like as I buy ingredients. So that makes that really super handy. The other part then, which will be in October, is to order any decor items that I know I need. A lot of the stuff I buy typically will come from Amazon, and therefore I have learned when it comes to Christmas decor, if you buy it in October, the pricing is cheaper. If you wait until like November, December, the pricing starts to go up because the demand goes up. And then you end up paying more for it. And I have done that many years where I didn't figure this out and would end up actually spending more on decor, or maybe I would put it off because it was just too expensive. So now that I figured this out, I kind of have a game plan of what I know I want to get for the next year, and I can try and buy that in October earlier when it's on sale. October, I also like to try to hammer down my shopping list, whether that's the ingredients for baking or at least having my gift idea list on, so I know what I'm going to be buying. And lastly, towards the end of October, I always go get my stamps, the Christmas stamps from the post office, because I usually have them by that point. Christmas gifts. I also have a tab for this, so I can kind of put down anybody. This is not up to date. This was last year's stuff. But I can put like a list of who I'm buying for, the budgeted amount I'd like to spend, the amount I actually do spend, what item I bought, so I know. And then I can also, again, check everything off. And this will do a running total as well. So as I spend, it'll total it up so I can stay in check. And then if I need to tweak that, I can as well to make sure this number aligns back to the budget spreadsheet. That's October. November, the plan is always to do baking. Usually, I would say like the second week of November is when I typically start baking, because I can do my sugar cookies, my green trees, and my snowflake cookies ahead of time, and then I can freeze them all until December, which is why I love those cookies, because I can prep it ahead of time. I do royal icing on the sugar cookies, but I won't do that till December. I just freeze the actual cookie, and then I can pull them out of the freezer like the day before I plan to ice them. It was always kind of a tradition back home as a kid. Deer hunting season starts on November 15th, and so we would always stay back and bake Christmas cookies with Grandma while the men and uncles and everybody else went out hunting. So it just kind of stuck with me, and it works because you get that stuff done ahead of time before the season. So that's why I start baking so early. Besides, it cuts out a lot of work for December. Cards I try to have ready. So usually my Christmas cards are filled out, stamped, ready to go by Thanksgiving or the day after. If I have to work on Thanksgiving, it's usually so slow that I can do my cards that day while I'm working. And then they're done. So I just like to have them done before Thanksgiving hits. And then the day after Thanksgiving is my day to decorate the house for Christmas. So I always get all the decorations up on November, like Black Friday basically. And that way I have more time to enjoy the season and the lights and everything. And then for December, I always finish off cookie decorating, usually the beginning of December, so they're ready for parties, giving away, that kind of thing. Oh, and I didn't put it in here, I guess. I probably should. November's usually when I start getting Christmas gifts as well, towards the end, like Black Friday, if there's a deal on something. Or I'll make sure I buy everything by Cyber Monday off of Amazon, so that way I have everything by the beginning of December for gifts. I might actually tweak that and add that in here. And then, so then when we head into December, let me just add this in here. For buying gifts. Then in December, we finish baking cookies at the beginning of the month, like I mentioned, and wrap presents. I like to get all the presents wrapped ASAP because that is like my least favorite task, is having to wrap presents. But also a lot of the gifts I buy right now are for family that are in Michigan, so I have to ship them home and I need to allow for time for shipping. So I always make sure they're wrapped ahead of time. And then, of course, the next task for me would be to ship out gifts, which I usually do, I would say a week to 2 weeks before Christmas, just so I'm not in that last minute shipping. But I also ship home usually a lot of cookies, so I don't want to get too early because they will eat them all before Christmas comes. So I try to send it in a reasonable time frame. And then the last thing is just simply to enjoy the season. So to do activities, events, whatever it is. That I want to do with other people, I can do that. So that's kind of my holiday prep and the spreadsheet that I've made for keeping on track with that stuff. Like I said, I'll probably leave like a blank copy of this in the description box if you want to use it. When you download it, make sure you save a copy and then you can edit it. Don't edit the original one, just edit your copy so that way it doesn't affect anyone else's. Like I said, I may do some future quick videos just talking about holiday prep, what I did like in October and November, maybe a haul of Christmas decor next month. For this month, it's, I guess you could call it like administrative stuff. The only thing I've really purchased was the Christmas cards, which that was a good deal. I mean, 10 bucks for 50 of them. And that covers me for 2 years, which is really nice. So anyway, I hope you guys find this a little bit useful. If you do use the spreadsheet, let me know. I'm curious to know if anyone else will be using it. I did share it with a couple of my friends last year, just so I could get their feel if there was anything that needed to be tweaked or updated before I shared it, because I did mention last year I would share it with you guys. So I will try to make sure that's down below. But as always, I hope everyone has a blessed day.